How did Guardiola create football's most dominant team? Pep Guardiola is widely recognized as one of the best coaches the world of football has ever seen, especially with the treble he recently completed with Manchester City alongside his successful track records. Winning several trophies with Manchester City and already turning the English Premier League into a farmers' league, Pep Guardiola has transformed the blue side of Manchester into one of the most attractive and dominant football clubs not only in England, but in the world. However, the big question is, how was the Spanish football manager able to achieve such an impeccable level of performance with the Manchester City team? How has he significantly impacted Manchester City's style of play and results by implementing his philosophy and methods of the club? We will find out all these and even more in this video. But before we get started guys, please like and share this video with your friends, colleagues, and fellow football lovers. Doing this encourages us to conduct even more in-depth research and share exciting football content with you. Born on January 18, 1971, Joseph Pep Guardiola is one of the most decorated football managers in the world, winning several trophies and accolades, both as a player and as a coach. Guardiola conquered La Liga with Barcelona and Bundesliga with Bayern Munich, and he has now turned the highly competitive English Premier League into a farmers' league with Manchester City. Joining Man City in the summer of 2016, Pep Guardiola at first struggled to adapt to the competition and quality of the Premier League. This led to several questions and doubts about the Spaniard, and whether he could have a successful spell in England as he did in the other top football leagues before joining the Blues. However, Pep would continue with his relatively unique playing style and coaching principle, and would go ahead to win the English Premier League 5 times and the much-coveted Continental treble. All of these started after he won the Carabao Cup in his second season, before winning his first Premier League title with the record-breaking 100-point mark. Pep Guardiola has a coaching philosophy and method premised on positional play, attacking football, pressing, and possession. A principle inspired by older football managers such as Marcelo Bielsa, Juan Malillo, and Johan Cruyff, although with apparent modifications to turn Manchester City into the most dominant team in England and one of the most dominant across Europe. How did he achieve it? Number 1. His playing style. Joseph Pep Guardiola regularly changes the structure of his team. Although all the modifications are still fiercely committed to the fundamentals earlier mentioned in this video. When Guardiola arrived, he created a pattern that allowed the team to begin the gameplay from the goalkeeper, whether goal kicks or open play. This way, Manchester City has an extra passing option than the total number of players applying the opposing team's press. With an extra option, there is automatically an overload on their opponents. By bringing Ederson into the team, the squad has become more confident with his style of play, knowing that their goalkeeper isn't only good with his hands, but also his legs. We have seen football managers imitating the same strategy, especially in the Premier League. A perfect example is the Manchester United head coach, Ten Hag, firing David De Gea to sign the Cameroonian ball-playing goalkeeper, Andre Onana, in the 2023-2024 transfer window. With Ederson, Manchester City typically entertains an advanced press from their opponents, which creates options behind them for the goalkeeper to hit long and accurate passes, launching the fierce attack of the citizens. If opponents apply an advanced press with 2 forwards, Guardiola's team rearranges to adopt a back 3, featuring 2 central defenders and a midfielder or one of the full-backs. Guardiola maintains the back 4 formation if opponents press with the front 3. While the deepest midfielder, usually Rodri, moves wide forward to create spaces between the pressing 3. These strategies and game patterns were introduced because of Guardiola's bias for positional play. Now Manchester City effortlessly makes penetrative passes to forward-facing players. This increases the determination of City players to dominate the central areas of the pitch, while the most effective goal-scoring players create spaces behind the opposition's press. With this gameplay, Guardiola ensures the team isn't built around a single player, which is why Manchester City rarely loses from even when their most creative midfielder Kevin De Bruyne picks up an injury. Number 2. Haaland arrives. Despite already dominating the English Premier League, Guardiola's passion for unrivaled excellence fueled the management's decision to buy Dortmund's wonder kid, Erling Haaland. Although many critics and football pundits labeled it as a bad move, insisting the Norwegian won't do well in the league. Haaland has gone ahead to prove everyone wrong, breaking almost every record available in the Premier League despite spending only one season yet. Beyond Haaland's arrival, Manchester City championed the false nine pattern with Phil Foden, Sterling, De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva, dropping back into the midfield, creating the box midfield and extra man advantage structure as explained earlier in this video. More control of the midfield, greater pressure on the pressing opponent, and eventually a crack is open with the extra Manchester City player already in the space. De Bruyne releases a defense dividing pass and boom, Manchester City is up and running. We saw this happen repeatedly, especially in the 2021-2022 season. And even the best brain managers in the English Premier League struggled to stop them. With Haaland in the team, Manchester City's attack has even become scarier. No more false nines, and there is a Poyman always available to receive the ball in the final quarter of the field. Haaland scored twice in his first City game away to West Ham, and then again in his third, and then went on to wow the world with his back-to-back hat-tricks in his fourth and fifth games, scoring 52 goals in the 2022-2023 season. Erling Haaland was undoubtedly one of the most crucial players that helped Manchester City compete the coveted continental treble, becoming the second English team to win it behind Manchester United's memorable 1999 treble. Number 3. The inverted winger. Since the arrival of Haaland, Pep has intensified the inverted winger strategy. De Bruyne now cuts inside more than he used to, crossing the ball for the already waiting Haaland to do justice. What do you expect when you have the world's best goal scorer in the box? And one of the world's best right-footed playmakers in your team to whip the ball right into the poacher at will? And this is how it almost always plays out. Bernardo Silva or the right winger dribbles out wide to create the space for De Bruyne to make an overlapping run. The winger releases the ball to De Bruyne, who is already waiting to cross the ball into the box. Number 4. The winning mentality. Who leads his opponent 4 goals to 0 and still punishes his winger for losing a goal-scoring opportunity? Well, the person is Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola has instilled a winning mentality into the club's culture. And every player fielded into the pitch for every game has a sense of hard work, collective responsibility, and professionalism throughout the 90-minute plus stoppage time. This has made it easier for Guardiola to experiment with various players in different positions, and trust that such player would accept the challenge and perform excellently well. A perfect example is Nathan Ake, who has been used repeatedly by the head coach to play left back, especially since Cancelo joined Bayern Munich on loan. Guardiola's philosophy is not only about playing beautiful football, but also about winning trophies and records. And this is reflected in the number of awards and trophies he has won for the club. Pep Guardiola has led Manchester City to 5 Premier League titles, 4 League Cups, 2 FA Cups, the Champions League, the UEFA Super Cup, and a record-breaking 100 points in a single season. Guardiola did all of these by demanding high standards from himself and his players and by never settling for less than perfection. Guardiola's methods involve creating a positive and supportive environment within the club, where everyone feels valued and respected. He has built strong relationships with his players and staff by listening to their opinions, resolving their conflicts, and supporting their needs. He has also encouraged them to express themselves on and off the pitch by giving them freedom, creativity, and confidence. He has also shown them how to cope with pressure and criticism by being calm, humble, and honest. Now the culture at Manchester City allows everyone to share a common vision and goal. They have also created a sense of pride and identity among the fans and the community, who have embraced Guardiola's style of play and personality. Guardiola has transformed Manchester City into more than just a football club. He has made them a symbol of excellence and inspiration. Already maintaining a 100% record in the 23-24 league after 4 games, it is safe to say that Guardiola may win the 6th Premier League title for Manchester City, making it the 4th Premier League trophy won in a row. Truly, the citizens have become dominant and unstoppable, thanks to the Spanish wizard Pep Guardiola. Overall, how prepared do you think City is for the season's football campaign? Do you think Manchester City can repeat the treble this season? Can they win the English Premier League title for the 4th time in a row? We would love to know your opinions in the comment section below. We have now come to the end of the video, and we hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to enjoy more exciting football content like this one. Remember to ring the notification bell, so you will be among the first to know when we publish next. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.